All right, we are off to our next grand adventure. We're in Morocco. We're going to be headed out to hike up the Atlas Mountains. This time we're trying to be a little bit more reasonable. We're not taking the trail that goes to the absolute summit. It's probably about three quarters of the way
I don't know.
up. Yeah. It's not like 12,000 feet. I think it's like 9 or 10,000 feet. The summit, the mountain we're going up. So hopefully not anywhere near as bad as Dead Woman's Pass in on the Inca Trail, but we also are kind of not quite as prepared this time.
We were not prepared last time either.
Yeah, we forgot a bunch of stuff that we probably should have brought. So anyway, we'll record some things as we go along.
Okay.
Anything?
Later.
Later. See you. Okay, this is her now. Now that she's picked up, she's a lot less stressed. She was under some serious stress until we got picked up. Okay, our starting spot. The mules that are gonna carry our stuff up the mountain. Alright, you feeling better now? We've got our mules. Mantic is very stressed. Just too many problems this morning with the pickup.
Very stressed.
Apparently, they raise sheep up here. So yeah, this is where we are. Apparently at 1250 meters. Yeah, we're at 1250 meters starting at, and then we're going up to 1900 meters by the end of the night. A little bit of a steep climb for that section. A little bit winded. Families with us. They're going up on the mules. You can see like a clearing, almost like a farmland far in the distance. Up here, you can see this town in the distance. That's a really high peak on that side. That's probably the tall one we're not doing. We're now down in some sort of valley. Actually, a lot of vegetation here for, yeah, it is Africa. It's North Africa, but it is Africa. It's pretty green. Water break. That's the same town over there that we saw from a little bit lower. The guy gave us picked thyme. Apparently thyme and olives and things like that grow on the mountain. Don't know if you can hear that, but there's a village all the way down there and a dog all the way down there. And you can hear him from here. dammed lake. Very pretty.
No, the dam is new one. 10 years. So people already have a village in the lake. Government to give him money and then they remove. Oh. Yes. This the dam for water for Marrakesh. Because in Marrakesh you need the water, that's his building.
He's explaining that the dam is only 10 years old and it's dammed reservoir to provide water for Marrakesh.
So the people must not be happy. They're not happy.
Some people are happy, some people is not happy. If you have a big land, you get a lot of money, you're happy. If you have small houses, he's not got anything, he's not happy.
Apparently, there is where we'll be at night. The highest peak is actually there.
Wait.
Almost 4,000 meters. Apparently,
You have many people doing
snow covered.
But yes, so all this is park.
So Tupac, which is apparently the highest that you can cross, is over there. Alright, we're off again. She's off again. Okay, go keep up. Above the vegetation layer now. Mountains all around, so we must be in some valley, but we're pretty high up still. Modernity intrudes on ancient mountains. Got the cell phone tower and electricity. We're heading back down into the green, and the guide, well, he's not really the guide, he owns the company, says lunch is in that village over there. Yeah, much very green down there. Guess a lot of water. Okay, so sheep we saw before, but that's the first time I've seen a cow. The guy was telling us, Abel Teef, telling us some of the tents we saw past it. Some of the tents we saw were because there's an earthquake here last year and a lot of the buildings collapsed. Pretty cool formations here. This part is a steep decline. A lot more exposed, kind of like dirt really, this level. Yes, my downhill challenged wife. Interesting geology. Okay, so the white here is apparently salt. There's salt mines somewhere here. Windy up here. It's actually a pretty steep climb. Coming up there just now. Okay, now at another peak. Now we gotta go down again. Almost down to the reservoir level here. It's a gate. Maybe they keep livestock inside. I can't tell. This is what the guy was telling us. That the reason all the buildings collapsed during the earthquake, which was the first in the Atlas Mountains, is that the dwellings are mostly of mud. Goats scamper down the path. They don't have any problem. Approaching the village. These are figs, apparently. There's like irrigation system down there. Village where we're gonna have lunch. People still rebuilding after the earthquake, shifting from the dirt to cinder block with rebar this time. Even in a village of only 300 people, you will have the very sturdy, well-built mosque. Dirt buildings, but mosque was always concrete. Technique. Apparently a technique to pouring tea without it spilling. And we are off after lunch. There's gotta be somebody rich to have that here. Alright, definitely the best way to get electricity up here. This is not a trail anymore, but more of a steeply inclined gravel road. I think we might actually be headed to up there. Down there is the place we just had lunch at. In the background again is the reservoir. Had a much higher spot now. Get a better view of the damned lake. Near the top, there are these weird, almost like stair-like formations cut into the side of the mountain. Don't think these are natural. Reaching the top of this hill, which I think is as high as we are going. Things traveling up the last of that. One thing that is pretty common you see in all the buildings, see the rebar sticking out the top of the top floor. When you look at any of them, see the rebar in any new building. The building is done. The building is done. They just leave the rebar there because if they ever get more money, they just add another floor sometime later. Okay. I think the guide is taking us to his house. He has a grand house. Makes sense. He's the entrepreneur here. Yes. He definitely built himself the grand house. something that came down after the earthquake. But our rich people, actually no, this has got the speakers at the top. This has got to be the mosque. Yeah, the mosque is always the best looking building in all of these villages. God's house. Let's take care of God's house first. Somebody else's house, yeah. Yeah, this is gone. This looks like it was a pretty big structure that came down. Some people live in some really desolate places. A bunch of these buildings are abandoned, I guess, after the earthquake.
She just got raped.
The foul cock just went on the hen.
Yeah, she just got raped.
They look like all of these pens are livestock pens. They're not houses. Yep. Here's the call to prayer. And yes, you're right, that is the mosque. Narrow passageway. These do look like houses. Yep, they got satellite dishes on top of them. Don't know what that building is. It's pretty far down the path. The house, that's a really nice house relative to everything else here. Cut in wood stone steps. Did you say that place somebody from the outside came and
Yeah, it's like
rich guy and bought the
land.
Bought the land and built it. It is desolate, man. They have electricity, but the problem is there's no water. They carry the water up here. That thing said it would piss her off to no end to look down there and see all of that water and not have water up here, have to carry it up. Of sheep grazing all the way across there. Human, no dogs, nothing bring them. They just decided, oh, it's afternoon, time to go home. Everything's settling down for the night. Livestock in their pens. Everybody inside. In the morning. The rest of the village still seems very asleep. Sheep is just hanging out there. The donkey was telling us to get going. Alright, we are heading back down now. Out down a pretty steep part. Traffic jam going down the mountain. It's supposed to be downhill, but apparently I have to go pretty steep uphill before we go back to the downhill. Okay, that looks like another pretty steep climb. Valley, mountain, valley, mountain. Over there's where we came from this morning. On the other side, the valley, where we saw the goats go down, up the other side, past our grand house. There's the reservoir from this side. Still pretty far up to get across this. So that's gonna be way more than 1,300. I'll drop a pin. Okay, we're in the middle of friggin' nowhere. If you get lost here, you won't even realize that there's a town right over there in that direction. We'll friggin' die out here. Alright, at the top of another mountain, obviously not the highest, but pretty far up here. Looks like a playground or something. It is intentionally cleared out, either a campsite or something.
Yeah.
Headed down into another valley. This is high level. We're headed down there. I see we're now at the top of a mountain that oversees the reservoir. Okay, here's the other side, I guess, with the river that feeds the reservoir. But if you look, that is basically dry. Better view from this spot. You can see the riverbed dry. You've noticed this before, where you can see kind of different coloring, like a white and then a reddish, and then standard color. It goes all the way across, so there's different mineral layers in that mountain. Hopefully you can get a good view of it now. Okay, she gave up walking down there. Okay, did you?
Okay, no. I can't try this. No. I'm gonna walk.
Okay. She doesn't want to drive. She doesn't want to drive. He can ride and steer. Do you want him in front of you or behind you?
I just don't want to do it myself.
Okay.
Don't try.
Alright. Now she's got a driver. Now she's going. There she goes. It's a lot better for her. This is kind of steep. Wait for the camera. Okay, I realized after all that walking, we're not actually on the other side of the river. We have across the river. We're still on this side. Okay, adjusting passengers. Headed down there. Shit, that looks really steep. Steep, even the mule doesn't want to go. Still ways up here. Let's go. Okay, so that part was too steep even for the donkey with her, so they made her get down because it was unsafe. Really steep, so she needs some help, plus the stick. That was steeper back down there. I had trouble coming down too. We're still above that electrical pole, so we'll still have a while to go down. Around the turn this piece of land, so now you can see the full reservoir. So now we're at the height of the electrical tower. Okay, this one isn't that steep anymore, so it allowed her to get back on the mule. Okay, down to the road, serious sandstorm here. First couple of these things was so dusty. Right here, it's beautiful. Guy herding his goats. That thing is getting good use of our hiking money. It's completely flat. She didn't get off the mule anymore. Right. She's off. How'd you like the mule? What's your mule's name there? All right, so
We made it back, barely.
we made it back from
Alive.
our hiking adventure.
Apparently alive still.
Our debrief here. So the one thing we figured out was the tour company guy, Mr. Abdel Latif. He is flexible.
Extremely flexible.
He is flexible on the pickup spot, on the time he's going to pick you up, on the trail he's going to take you on, where you start, where you end, how you come down, whether you even follow a trail. It was an adventure.
Stop.
It was an adventure. That's for sure. So we did not end up going on the exactly on the trail as it was laid out on his website. We started at a lower altitude,
At
800 meters.
400 meters below what they advertised for.
Right, and then we only went up to 1399
1299.
or 1299, 1300 meters. So it was only a 500 meter elevation. So it was not, from that perspective, it was not bad at all. It wasn't as bad, but on the second day coming back down, Manting is convinced that they made up the trail. It was
There was no trail.
It
was
was
no trail.
extremely steep. I mean, we could have been rolling down the mountains.
I was on the mule.
Yes, she had to go on the mule, and even the mule was refusing to go down certain sections. So yeah, that was a little bit scary. The two villages that we stayed in, those were interesting. I mean, people live in some really, really desolate places on this earth. It's pretty incredible where some people live and how they live. So what was your fun part about that?
The after hiking massage here is not as good as Cusco,
That's Peru, yeah.
as Peru,
Yeah,
and plus it costs a lot more.
right.
But the quality is not as good. Although there's this thing called the hammam, which is the Moroccan shower thing. It's very good. Like someone basically bathe you and scrub you up and down, full body scrubbing.
Yeah.
That part was good, but the massage itself is okay,
Yeah.
just okay.
I don't know. I seem to think the only reason she goes with me on these hikes is because she goes and gets a spa treatment afterwards. Anyway, that was it for our adventure. They hike up the Atlas Mountains. That's especially seeing those villages. That was unique. So might be worth your while if you're into that sort of thing. Cheers for now.
Bye.
Bye.